Got it. All right, so welcome to Monday Night Zoom. It's convention week. It's the launch of Leaders Retreat. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. We're going to explain everything to you. We have 28 people on here. I think that's probably the most when we've not had a special guest host. So that makes me even more excited because you get bombarded with notifications from me quite often, but this week it's going to be even more because I cannot explain to you how exciting convention is. And I know that many of you are bummed that you're not going to be there, but you will be there with us every single step of the way. We're going to try as hard as we can to go live in the team pages. In Vegas, it was really hard for us to go live. There's 12,000 people in the room all trying to do the same thing, so they suck up the bandwidth really quickly. But I'm going to do my best to get on there and be able to share everything. If I can't, I'm going to be recording it and uploading it. The fun starts Thursday afternoon. That's when opening ceremony is, if you will. Typically, they always launch a new product. And if you got to see the live with Alec and Tarl today, he did say that they are launching a new product. I've heard from some people that it goes very nicely with the Slim HC with the hunger control. And so I'm really excited to see what that is, because as much as people think that we are a weight loss product and a weight loss company, we aren't. Jen and I were on the phone today, and I love that she said, no, we're health and wellness. And it exactly is. So I'm excited to see what this is and to see how everything goes with this. The rocket ship, I know that I've said this a lot of times, but you guys are in, and I'm not just blowing smoke at you. This is the right place at the right time. And if you are on this call, it's because you either want to run with the business or because you want to see what this can do for you. And this is the time to be in this company. With the Joriome launch, with that hunger control, guys, if you got to watch this, you are knowing that I'm repeating some things, but Alec and Tarl did a live on the ambassador community page. If you are not in that page, let me know and I will get you added to it. But they were talking about how just a few years ago, they were super excited when they had a $1 million month, like month in 30 days. They were excited when they made $1 million. They, on last Monday, when we launched the Slim, if you haven't seen these statistics, 70,000 bags were sold in 36 hours. We have a new VP of sales that has been in sales for 17 years in lots of various different companies and has never seen that much go through a site in 36 hours. We had a $7.7 million day in one day. That much money went through the Plexus website. That's unheard of for a lot of reasons, but also we're on track to be $1 billion company, and we are pretty much just in the United States. In the last 3 months, we have been able to launch into Canada, and we have bases in Australia. But for a company with 18 products to be on track to be $1 billion company, that's insane. And yes, Rachel, that also means the way that we get paid, we're going to talk a little bit about this tonight, but the way that we get paid in this is based on pay points. And the reason that I love this and it gives me chills is because if you guys have been in this for a little while, you know that there's no competition in this at all. Some of my absolute best friends have come out of this company and they're not even on our team. We share ideas all the time. We share ideas all the time because you don't compete. It does not matter who orders from who in this company because of the way that the pay plan is set up. The more orders that go through, the higher our pay is going to be. Usually each point is around $3. The highest it's ever been is about $4. So I'm really super excited to see what happens with this. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But here are some dates that I want you guys to write down first. So this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the main parts of convention. By Saturday afternoon, we will know the new products. We will know all the deets on everything that's going on. The first date that I want you to write down and I want you to share with everyone is June 14th. It's a Thursday. If you are on this call, we're going to work on making some lists. I'm going to go over just a couple of like pointers for everybody. June 14th, we're going to have an information page event. It will be an event within the information page. And I want every single person, I'm challenging myself with this, to invite at least 10 new people to this. 10 new people. We are going to highlight what I can't even tell you everything that I'm going to put in that event yet, because it's going to be based on the new products, the HC, if that's going to be launching. My prediction is that we'll be getting new welcome pack kits, and that there's always amazing things. Last year they launched the new virtual office. There's always tons of things that comes out. Amy, good question. Info page event time. We're going to do this one at 8:30. Hopefully it'll be like a 20-30 minute event. That seems to work the best for us, because especially now with summer starting, people are either getting kids to bed or kind of getting settled in. And it will be a series of posts. They seem to work the best for us. So that's June 14th. The next date that I want you guys to write down, and I want you to put super big stars next to this, because again, I get chills in my body when I say this. If you're on this call, I want you at this. I can't even tell you where you're going yet, because, yep, so June 14th, 8:30 Eastern. Perfect. The next dates that you're writing down, October 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. I want you to write this down, not just in your calendar. I want you to write it down on a card, someplace that you are at all of the time. And I want it to be in front of you. Those are the dates of Leaders Retreat. Leaders Retreat is something that is earned. It is not like convention where anybody can pay $80 and be able to go. Leaders Retreat is an absolutely amazing time. Any time with Plexus is an amazing time, but this is something that is earned. Jen Lasowski, I don't know if Jen is on here. I can't see everybody. I think I saw her name pop on. When we first started this 2 years ago, Jen had just joined. She had 3 people that had joined with her. She was a silver ambassador, and she earned this trip as a silver ambassador, and we went to Dallas, Texas. It was Jen and Chelsea and I that year. It was 2 years ago. So if you are thinking right now, I'm just getting going with this, I don't know if I can do this, stop with the excuses and put it out there that you are going to be there. Because if I'm being quite honest with you, the newer you are at this, the better your chances are. Because you have a complete wide open market to be able to get there. That is not saying, if you've been in this, that you can't get there, or that you don't have a team that's active underneath of you, that you can't get there. You can. This is based on welcome packs. It's based on new customers, and it's based on your own PV. And all of that, I can't even tell you all the details because I don't know them yet. I don't know where you're going. I don't know the exact convention contest, but anything. Yeah, Jen, anyone can get this, and it's an absolutely amazing time. Plexus Pampers. You pay for your plane ticket. They pay for your hotel. They have dinners. They have entertainment, concerts. We had a comedian one year. So write those dates down, stick them in front of you. I always do this. I don't know if you can see this. At the beginning of May, my counselor said these words to me: scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. And if you're in the scarcity mindset, it's kind of the whole, as soon as I say Leaders Retreat, you probably kind of like, I don't know if I can do this. And that doubt starts to set in. That's a scarcity mindset. And I want every single person on here to know that you are here for a reason. You clicked join on this Zoom. You clicked join in Plexus. You've reached out to your sponsor. You're here because you want something out of this. And the beauty of Plexus is that you can get it. It is completely up to you. And the other beauty of this is that if you want to find 3 people and get your products paid for, you can do it. This will make me really emotional, but we just hit Sapphire in the company. And that's something that I never dreamed could happen, because I always had that mindset that there's very few people that could get there, that could get to the top, that could have those things happen to them. It's you and I, guys. It's regular people that decide to go for a dream and work for it. And that's you, and that's me, and that's everybody that's on this call. Whatever you set your mind to in this company, you can absolutely achieve. And I want to go over just a couple of things that are going to help you get there. Because at the beginning of this, I know that I've had a couple of people that say, like, you guys post in the team page all the time and you come up with this amazing content. Number one, I'm in Jewel Pages. Some of that stuff is copy and pasted. I don't sit in front of my computer all day and come up with things. But I've also had 2.5 years of doing this. When I have those memories that pop up on my Facebook page and I can see the first post that I was doing in Plexus, I'm like, yes, like I was posting about stuff like that. Everyone has a chapter 1, and don't you dare compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 1 or to somebody else's chapter 10 or to somebody else's chapter 50. You know that your story, where you are at right now, is yours, and the world does not need another me. They do not need another Christy. They don't need another Mina. They don't need another Chelsea or another Jen. They need you. And if you wake up in the morning and you have that hope, if you wake up in the morning and you have that extra energy, the world needs that. And you can give that to them. But it's going to take stepping outside your comfort zones. And some days, because you don't have a boss standing over top of you, I'm not going to call you up and be like, hey, I see that you didn't post today on Facebook, or you didn't put in 3 hours in Plexus today. You don't have that. It's your time and it's your commitment. So sometimes it's going to be a little bit hard, and that's when you reach out and you let us know. So what I want you guys to do before convention really kicks off, I want you to make up a list. We call it the list of 64. If you have done this before, I want even me this week before I leave, which probably I'll end up doing it on the plane tomorrow because I haven't packed yet and we're leaving at like 6:45 tomorrow. So, but I'm coming up with a new list of 64. This is not something that should intimidate you. 64 people, the average person, get this, in a book that I read recently, the average person knows 600 people. That's mind-blowing to me. But that's not saying that there's 600 people that you would call up at any point in time. So the way that I came up, if you're brand new at this, the way that I came up with my first list, and my first list was 100, is I shut off my phone and I quieted my mind and I waited until my house was quiet. And I wrote down a list of all of the people that popped into my head first. Who do I want to do this journey with? I wrote their names down. Who do I know that needs these products that I've seen posting, that I see at work, and they tell me I'm tired all the time. I can't do this, can't do that. I'm sneezing. I've got allergies. You know those people, right? Write their name down. You have something that they need. If you were on allergy medication and it was working for you, you wouldn't hesitate to tell people. I did that all the time because I was the queen of allergy medication with my daughter. But for some reason, when I got to Plexus, it became this block. Like I didn't think that I should offer that to people. You have something that they need. So 20 people that you know could benefit from these products. 20 people that you know could benefit from the business. 20 people that you know could be rock stars with this business. Jen is right to the right of me on here right now. The first time that my husband messaged her and he was like, hey, I just messaged Jen. I was like, okay. And then I started super stalking her. And the first time that we were on the phone together, I was like, holy moly, this girl would be a rock star because she knows her stuff. So 20 of those people that you know would be amazing at this. And then 4 people that you have influence over. And what that means is not that, well, this is maybe a bad example, but Chelsea, my sister-in-law, and I, for those of you that are new on here, my sister-in-law, she's there waving. She's putting my nephew to bed, but she and I do life together. For the last 15 years, I don't think there's very many days that we have not been together. We've had babies together, all that stuff. When I called her up, she was one of those 4 people that I was like, hey, Chelsea will do this with me. Like, we do everything together. She signed up to appease me. She didn't want anything to do with products, didn't think that she needed them. So those 4 people that you can call up and be like, hey, I really want to do this with you. Let's do this together and see where it takes us. I was bold with Chelsea about stuff, but not to the point of like trying to convince her, because we didn't have anybody coaching us through this stuff. It was just like hit and miss when I first joined this. Christy knows, she was here at the beginning. I see her smiling. Like, we had no idea what we were doing. We didn't have Zoom calls. We didn't have team page like this. So I want you to come up with your list this week. Don't just think about your list. And you're going to hear me say this all the time. Whatever you think becomes so much more powerful when you take it from your mind and put it in a pen to paper. Write it down. Look at those names and see those people that you want to do this with, and then start edifying them. And what I mean by that is, we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook posting too. But what I mean by edifying these people is, when you go and you put up a Facebook post, either go to their page, and Sabrina Stafford is phenomenal at this. She has lists made up on Facebook where she can go and like go to her Edify list, and it'll bring up every single person that's on that list, and she can go comment on all of their stuff. Because what happens with Facebook is, if I put up a post on Facebook and it has something to do with Plexus, we're going to talk a little bit about this too. For the 10 or 15 minutes before you put up a post, you want to go to their Facebook posts and you want to comment on them. You want to send them a private message and just say, hey, I was thinking about you today. Nothing to do with Plexus yet. And just edify them. Because then when you put up that post, Facebook sees that you're friends. They see those algorithms. And now that is going to be something that gets boosted up, and they're going to see that post. So work on edifying those people that are on that list. So when you're posting, they're actually going to see it. So this week, before convention starts, before Thursday, because you're going to be posting about the product, you're going to be reaching out to people, we're going to have tons of stuff in the team pages going on. Make sure that you get that list. This goes without saying for a lot of people that are on here, but be a product of the product. You want this journey to work, make sure you're taking your products, because it will change your life. Without, people will come up to you and ask you what you're doing differently. Make sure that you're a product of the product. Here's other thing that I want you guys to do. And if you're in our Dreamers page, you know that we got started with this. But write down your why. You need to be emotionally connected to why you are doing this. And we're going to do a whole Zoom about this, I think probably in 2 weeks. If you do not know why you're doing this, why you clicked on this, and to really examine it. So maybe when you clicked on this tonight, you thought, okay, somebody tagged me in this Zoom. I should probably just jump on and see what it's like. There's a little news flash that it meant something to you, or you wouldn't have clicked on it. You wouldn't have been curious, right? There has to be some connection to why you are doing this and why you're connecting to it. Kelsey's been doing, I see Kelsey's on here, she's been doing a lot of this lately, because her why at the beginning is very different than her why is now. My why at the beginning of this is very different than my why is now. And so it's going to be something that's going to evolve and it's going to change. And I don't tell people to be selfish very often, but be selfish about your why. Because it needs to be something that's driving you. If it's about somebody else when things get tough, you're not going to do it anymore. when people aren't automatically ordering, when they're not automatically doing all of the things that you want them to do, you're going to end up leaving and you're not going to push through it because it's not always easy. If your why is to maybe make $500 extra a month, well, what does that $500 extra a month mean? Well, it means that I could stay home with my kids and I wouldn't have to have a second job. Okay. What does that mean? Well, that somebody else isn't raising my kids. I can spend those moments with them. Then it becomes personal, right? Now it's no longer about just the $500. It's about being able to be with my kids and spending those moments with them and not having somebody else raise them. For me, it's become about the fact that my husband is not home very often. He has a passion. He loves what he does. But for goodness sakes, I would love for him to not have to fix equipment all the time. He works really, really hard. And I want to be able to take some of that stress off of him. So connect to that. And same thing, pen to paper, write it down and keep it in front of you. So write down that why. Set your business goals and reach out to us about this. So the first thing that every single person on here, I don't care if you've been in here and you are a Ruby ambassador, if you're a senior gold ambassador, if you're a gold ambassador, if you're a silver ambassador, your goal every single month should be to go silver. What silver means is that you found 3 people to do a welcome pack with you every single month. Almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years for me in August. My goal every month is to go silver because that means that I'm never tapping out of my warm market. I always should be sharing. The way that we get qualified for these people, and we'll go over this more in depth for anybody that needs it. If there is under 100 PV, if somebody wants to order the probiotic or just a bag of Slim or maybe the probiotic and cleanse together, if it's under 100 PV, you want them as a preferred customer. You're going to get the preferred customer bonus and you're going to get 15% of what they order. Anything from 100 PV, everything has a product value. So anything from 100 PV to $4.99, you're going to get 15% on. Anything from 500 over, you get 25% on. So if they're ordering and it's under 100 PV, you want them as a preferred customer because you get the bonus and you get the retail, or you get the percentage. If you know that somebody is going to do the triplex and they are going to stick with you for 60 to 90 days, your cells regenerate every 90 days. So 90 days is really a magic mark in this. If you know that you're going to have somebody do the triplex or more, and they're going to stick with you for 60 to 90 days, then you have them do the ambassador, the wholesale membership part. If they're only going to do the triplex and they tell you, hey, I'm trying this for 30 days, that's all I want to do not have them do the $34.95. And the reason for that is if they try the triplex for the first time and then they decide, that was fine, but I'm only going to do the ProBio. If their PV as a wholesale ambassador is under 100 PV and they're only ordering one product, you don't get paid on that. It doesn't make any sense for them to pay $34.95 and sign up for that if they're only going to do it for 1 month. If that's confusing to you, it's okay. Not everything that I'm saying right now has to sink in automatically. We go over it and over and over it because until you've done it a couple of times, it doesn't always make sense. And that leads me to another thing that I forgot to say. Do not wait to share your story. And if you help somebody start this, don't have them wait to share their story. Because if I had been waiting for my full testimony, I would never have gotten going. I still would not have gotten going. Because every single day on this, things are still changing for me. And if I would have waited until I knew everything that there was to know, I still wouldn't be going. That's the beauty of this. If I don't know something, I hop on a page, I ask somebody else. There's no possible way that you can know every single thing, nor can you know what you need to know when you start. You just get going and then it kind of comes to you and you ask questions along the way. So what I want you guys to do is reach out, Amy. So if it's over 100, great question. If it's over 100 PV and they only want to try it for 30 days, then have them do preferred until you know that they're going to love it. And that's how I did everything. When I first started this, they did not have 60 days to be able to return their products as an ambassador. So I had everybody start as a preferred customer and then they upgraded um, when they knew that they loved it. Now you get 60 days right off the bat as a wholesale. So if I know that somebody's going to try it for 60 days, then I have them do the membership. But if they tell me right up front, hey, I'm only trying this for 30 days and I'll see what I like, have them do preferred because they can always upgrade. But after somebody does that $34.95 and they're getting the cheapest prices, they don't want to downgrade. They can refund their membership. You can have them fill out a form. Kathy asked if they can return their membership. So even myself right now, if I for some reason decided like I lost my ever loving mind and decided that I didn't want to be an ambassador anymore, I could downgrade my ambassador. I have a form that I could fill out. On the bottom of that form, ugh, it makes me want to throw up even saying this, but I could click on the bottom of that that I wanted to be a preferred customer and I would go back down. But if somebody's paid that $34.95, they don't want to click off on that because now they're paying less for each bottle of product, even if they're ordering over under 100 PV. So under 100 PV, always as a preferred customer. If they're only trying it for 30 days, have them sign up as a customer first because that helps your PV. So what I want you guys to do, write down your why. If you're willing, share that with your upline. Upline just means the person that sponsored you. If you're on here and your upline isn't active anymore, then go to your next upline. If you don't even know who that is, share it with me and I'll get connected and we'll start working on it. But I want you to share your why with them, and I also want you to write down your business goals. If your business goal is to get 3 people and to be able to get your products covered, perfect. If your business goal, I was talking to Jen today, she's going to be a jewel. I know she's going to be a jewel. I've known that from the first conversation. But that's a new business goal for her. I hope you don't mind that I'm blasting you. You're just right next to me. I know that, like Christy, I'm looking at her. I know she's going to be a jewel. I could do this with so many of you guys, but share those business goals with them because I know if Christy sends me a message and she's just saying, hey, I'm having a really tough day, I can say, hey, do you remember the conversation that we had and why you're doing this? And it helps so much with accountability. So much with accountability. This journey is not something that you ever do by yourself, ever. So don't ever feel like that. If you need help with something, we're here for that. And we want to make sure that you're getting going every single step of the way. There are training modules. If you go into your back office, the Rank Up Roadmap is in there, which is a phenomenal resource. There's tons of shareables and links in there at any point in time. If you just go into your back office, or your virtual office as we call it now, and go under on the left hand side, there's a part that says tools and there's a resource library there, and then there's also one that says shareables and there's a resource library there. But your first things, every single person on here, and this is something that I have to do quite often. I go through it at the beginning of the month. I write down my why for the month, my goals for the month, and my business goals for the month. And I'm constantly revisiting them. So it doesn't matter what stage of the game that you guys are at, but especially this week, because people are watching you. Even if you're not going to conventions, start that curiosity marketing. Like, hey, I've got lots of friends that are traveling to Florida. I can't wait to see what's coming out this week. They're watching to see you. People think that what we do is just sharing some products. That's the least of it, honestly. And I know that that sounds crazy, but people want to be on a journey with you. People join for the products a lot of times, but they stay for the relationships. I never ever could imagine something happening with the products that I would be leaving for them. But I would never ever go anywhere because this group is a family in every single sense of the way. You've joined that, you've gained that. They think that you're paying $34.95 to get a wholesale membership. They have no idea or traveled. Yeah, don't even get me started on New Jersey and U-turns. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Um, but I mean, that brings up a good point. A year ago, I had no idea who Mina was, but Christy added me into a three-way conversation with her, and we got on the phone. And a couple months ago, I slept on her couch, just like that. Like, that's what this is about. And that brings up the last thing, because I know that I talk a lot and we've already been on here for a little while. But when you reach out to somebody, stick them in a three-way conversation. Do not overthink it. And this is something that I can speak firsthand about. I was never in a three-way conversation when I started this. Like, I didn't even know what they were. And so a lot of people that joined me at the very beginning, we never went in a three-way conversation because it felt too foreign and we'd never done it. Don't overthink it. Hey, this is my friend Christy. I just want you to get to know her and ask any questions that you have. We do this as a team, and she's a resource for you. And just introduce them. It's as simple and basic as that. And the beauty of that is that while I might not know all of the answers, Christy can help me with that. So stick people in those three-way conversations and know that you do not have to do this by yourself in any way, shape, or form. Make sure that you have your list in front of you, your 64, and make sure that you start edifying them. Get your why in front of you and know that no matter what it is, it's okay and it's yours. There's no why that's too small or too big, and there's no dream that can't happen with this. There's so many people on this team that are living proof of that, products or business wise. And before the end of the week, reach out to your upline and touch base with them and tell them what you want out of this, because when Thursday, Friday, and Saturday hit, it's going to launch. Like, I feel that with every single ounce of my being, that this is the right place at the right time. So make sure that you're ready for that, and we'll keep you connected. Last thing before we hop off, I just put up a new contest. It started today at 12:01 a.m. and it'll go until Sunday night. For every new ambassador with a welcome pack and every new customer with 75 PV or more, because that's typically what they do for convention contests, you get one entry. At the convention store in Orlando, they open that up to us first to be able to go in and shop. That thing is amazing. Like, I'm giddy about a convention, but to be able to have like that much Plexus swag in one room, it's like already mind blowing to me. I did not get as much as I should have last year, and I learned my lesson. So I've already got like shopping bags in my mind. So I'm going to grab $50 worth of swag and put it into a little swag bag. And we'll give that away to somebody. So you can get as many entries as you want. Every new ambassador, every new customer, make sure that your team knows about that. Even if they want to share with their mom, share with their sister, their grandpa, whoever, they'll be able to get an entry into that, and it's unlimited. However many entries you want, then you'll be able to get in on that, and it'll end on Sunday night. We'll do the drawing on Monday on our team Zoom next week. Any questions? Anything that I forgot that you guys want to add? Oh, Joyome, yes. As a preferred customer, I feel like it was 85 and 82. But Samantha, if you go to Joyome at Plexus, or the Joyome site, I think it's just Joyome Science or joyome.com. It gives you all the prices on there already. I don't have them in front of me. I know for an ambassador, I think that it's like 72 and 67 or 67 and 62. And it as like a couple together. I think yeah, you can't be logged into the site. You have to log back out as a customer, just like you would on the regular site. For us as ambassadors, for the two of them together, it's 115. It's just like the triplex. And I know that launches, if you want to write that down, I'm guessing that they'll do that very first thing on Thursday, because in the original launch, they said that they would launch that June 7th. So we should be able to get Joyome for everybody, for, for customers and for ambassadors in the welcome packs. Good question. 130 for a preferred customer. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's rock this. Every single one of you, I cannot drill this enough and share this enough and hope to edify you guys enough that you can be at Leaders Retreat. It's first come, first serve. The contest started June 1st. It's June, July, and August. I don't know how they'll run it, but last year when they had the spots filled up, it was over. So you want to jump on this and make sure that you guys, find your running partner and run with them, because you absolutely can be there. All right, stay tuned. Chelsea and I leave tomorrow morning at like 6:45, and we'll keep posting you. Message me if you need anybody, or if you need anything, or if you need help coming up with your whys or anything like that.
You need to go pack. You need to go pack.
First up, I'm gonna stop recording.